form, you just need to be told what to do here. You like think of this as x1, y1, x2, and y2. You take x2 and subtract x1. So in this case, 3 minus 2. That's 1. And then you do the same thing here with the other one. It's y2 minus y1. 6 minus a minus 4. So that's 10. And then this becomes your new vector, 1 comma 10. So get that down in your notebook because we're going to do a couple of examples of that.
Okay.
So do you see that it's the second letter minus the first letter? It's Q minus P in this case. Now, in your problem that you're going to do, it's AB. Okay, so let me grab that, step that in. Okay, so here, you're going to take the value in B, like if this is X1 and this is Y1, this is X2 and this is Y2, you're going to take the value in B and subtract A.
Okay.
You do it for each of the components. Okay, so work that out and let me know what you get for a final answer.
Okay. Eight comma -8.
Okay, so -1 minus a minus 9. So that's 8 comma -6 minus 2. Just like you said. Now, in vectors, you use these angle brackets, the fish lips. I don't know if that's you guys still do that in school now or not. All right, you ready to do another?
Yeah.
Okay. Oops, that's not what you're in. All right, there's one more of these, and then we're doing 3 magnitude questions, which we'll talk about.
Okay.
Not to be confused with magma magnitude. All right, so same thing here, please.
Thirteen comma 2.
All right. Looks good. Okay, so the next question. The next question here is to find the magnitude of the vector. Okay, so vectors, believe it or not, are like, and I kind of showed you, they're basically ordered pairs. So if this is your origin, and you go 3 to the right, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up, and you draw a line to that, what kind of shape do you see here?
Right triangle. Right triangle.
Right. And how do you find hypotenuse of a right triangle?
It's a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
And I'm giving you a and b. So 3 squared plus 6 squared equals c squared. 9 plus 36 equals
45.
45. Yes. I'm sorry, equals c squared. And then we got to take the square root of that. So do you have your Desmos scientific up?
Yes.
Go ahead and take the square root of 45 and round to 1 decimal place if needed.
Okay. Okay, 6.7.
Perfect. Okay, you ready to do another one?
Yeah.
Okay. So this time it's going there's a negative coordinate. Okay, so like if you were to graph this, you would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then down 3. But in terms of the triangle, are the lengths positive or negative?
They're positive still.
Right, but we might write this as negative because a squared plus b squared equals c squared. what happens when
Mm.
you square a negative?
It becomes positive.
Right. So in terms of the magnitude, it doesn't matter. Like
Oh,
you need, it's going to go away. All right. So go ahead and determine this to 1 decimal place, please.
okay. $5.8.
Perfect. Okay. And I've already snipped in. This is our last one for this section. Pretty
Okay.
quick section. There is a formula here. Like if your vector is a comma b, which is what we've got here, the magnitude of the vector is the square root of a squared plus b squared. And that's what you've been doing this whole time. You've been finding the third side of the triangle. But this is the formula if you want it.
All right.
Go ahead and figure that out for me, please.
I get 7.
No decimal point?
7.07, but just call it 7
Mm,
or
okay.
7.1 or
Yeah. What do you see after the decimal point?
so after this point, it's a 0 and a 7.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. -4 squared plus -6 squared. So we're talking 16 plus 36, the square root of 42.
Mm-hmm.
That's not right, Christopher.
It's not.
No.
Oh, sorry. Whoops. 6.4.
Okay. Do you want to check any of the other ones you did, or do you feel comfortable with the answers?
No, I feel comfortable. I did something. I messed it up. So
Okay. Okay. Well, it looks like one was wrong. It looks like you were right on that. It's 52. Anyway, good enough. That's my fault. I didn't add correctly.
oh,
All right. Well, at least it's clear now. All right. So the next section is a continuation of this one,
okay.
but it's a bit more involved. So we'll do this as best we can.
Okay.
All right. So find the magnitude and the direction. Magnitude and direction here. So the magnitude is just like what we did before. So I want you to do that. The magnitude of the vector is the square root of 4 squared plus 2 squared.
Okay.
Okay, and then the next one will work out together the tangent of theta. Okay, so instead of a and b, we're going to use x and y. Tangent of theta is y over x. So the tangent of theta is 2 over 4. Okay, but we really want theta. So do you remember from a couple of sections ago, we used this thing called tan inverse?
Yeah.
So you're going to use the tan inverse of 2 over 4 to get your angle. I'm going to step away for 30 seconds, but I'll be right back. Hopefully you got the answers to both of these when I get back.
Okay. Yeah. It's tangent. Functions. There they go. Tangent 2 or 4. Okay. Oh.
Okay, what did you come up with for each of these?
So I get 4.4 for 4 squared plus 2 squared.
Not, are you sure? Because I see that answer is not in the answer space.
Really?
Yeah,
Hmm.
so it is 4.4, but what's the next decimal place?
Oh. And 4.47.
Okay, so when you're rounding to one decimal place,
Huh?
you look at that 7.
So then that would become a 5.
Yes.
So 4.5.
Okay, and what's the angle?
The angle is 26.5.
Okay, very good. All right, let's do one more just like this. It's the exact same setup. So there's really only two equations. There's the magnitude equation,
Mhm.
which is the square root of x squared plus y squared. And then there's this tangent equation. These are actually used in physics all the time. The first part of physics and mechanics.
Oh,
Okay, give this one a try, please.
okay.
How are you doing on this one?
Good. I just finished.
Okay, what is your magnitude?
My magnitude is 9.5,
Okay, and your angle?
18.4.
Um, what did you put in the calculator?
Oh, I put 3/9, not 9/3. That was my fault.
So it's y over x. And if you're not writing down the formulas, it's a good idea to do that because then you can remember them better by using more of your senses.
Okay. 71.6.
So, excellent. Okay. So the next two questions are, well, actually this one do this one next. It says to find the sum of the vectors. So the sum literally means to add them. Okay, so when it says to find the sum, you're going to add 7 and 1,
That's 8.
8, and then you're going to add the next two.
That's 6. So
Okay.
8 comma 6.
8, 6, right? And then it wants you to find the magnitude and direction. So can you do that for me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I have my answers.
What is the magnitude?
10,
Okay, and the direction?
53.1.
Let me get back to that screen. Tell me your equation. Tangent of theta equals what over what?
8 over 6
What's the equation?
of
What am I pointing to up here?
y over x.
Okay, so which is x and which is y?
Oh, it would be 6 over 8.
That's right. So my opinion is that you're probably not writing down the equation, and I really would recommend doing that. That
All
way
right.
you don't put the wrong number in the wrong place. And like when you're working on an engine, you don't put the wrong piston into the wrong cylinder. And that's kind of what you did here. You blew up the engine.
Yeah.
Do you have an answer?
Almost 36.8.
Okay, good. Okay, write A with magnitude 10 and direction 42. So we made a couple of triangles in a previous problem. Was the magnitude the hypotenuse, the leg, or the leg? Do you remember?
The magnitude was the hypotenuse.
That's right. And this is the direction right here. So if we call this X and this Y, and I ask you, what is the cosine of 42? Do you remember cosine from the previous section?
Yeah.
The SOHCAHTOA thing. So cosine is what over what?
Is adjacent over hypotenuse.
Okay, so which is adjacent to the 42?
The 10.
The 10 is the
Oh,
hypotenuse.
10 is x would be adjacent
Over.
over 10.
Okay. So can you solve for X here?
Yes.
X is 10 times the cosine of 42.
So for the cosine of 42 there, I get 7.4.
Okay. Now for sine of 42, SOHCAHTOA, it's O over H. So what does O mean in this context?
Opposite,
So what is opposite to the 42?
that'd be y.
And what is the H?
The AH is a hypotenuse.
10. So y equals 10 sine 42.
I can't really see the bottom part there.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, I get 6.7.
Great. All right, we're on to our last two problems, and then we'll maybe see if we can do another assignment here. So this is an interesting question. This actually is a real life question, but you can read it if you want. But the thing that probably most students struggle with, and I had to actually look this up, is what does this mean? So this is straight north, and then 36 degrees east means that there's an angle here of 36. So this angle right here is 36 degrees. Okay. And then there's a crosswind blowing due east. So there's a wind blowing that way. Okay. So the first thing is that there's this triangle for this one, but this 36 degrees actually isn't very helpful. Although that 36 degrees is this one up here. Do you see that?
Yeah.
So it's also that one. Now, we want X and we want Y. And what is the magnitude of this?
Magnitude would be 36.
36 is the angle, Christopher.
Oh, the magnitude would be 20 miles.
20 miles per hour. Okay. So this one's a little bit different because the angle's up here now. But if you do the sine of 36 degrees, sine is opposite over hypotenuse. What side is opposite to 36? That is not the hypotenuse.
X.
X over 20. So X is equal to 20 sine 36. Okay. Go ahead and get that number, please.
$11.7.
Okay. Now Y, we're going to get from cosine. So cosine of 36 is Y over 20. So could you solve for Y, please?
Yeah. $16.2.
Okay, so if the balloon was just without wind, it would be 11.7 and then 16.2. Do you follow that? Like how that happens? Okay, now, but because of the wind is pushing it to the right. So here's where it actually goes. Okay, do you see that? Now, the way we get that, I think this picture will help here, is do you see how the Y is the same?
Yeah.
But the X now has this added piece, which is the 10.
Oh.
You see that? The X is now, so we have to add 10 to this number.
That's 21. 21.7.
21.7. So now if we wanted to find the magnitude of the red triangle,
Mhm.
we would do the square root of x squared plus y squared. X is 21.7 and y is
Oh, and y is
6.
16.2.
Okay, so could you find the new magnitude of that?
Yeah.
Do you have an answer for me?
Almost. Just give me 1 minute.
I'm concerned you're not using the calculator correctly.
Oh
Because
no,
you
it's
should be able to enter this all at one time.
well, I'm just trying to find. They have the square. I was just multiplying. Just using another calculator, but I didn't realize the square root. So
I hear way too much clicking, so I'm gonna share this Desmos scientific again because I don't think you're doing it the way that it should be done.
all right.
And it really is not meant to be that difficult. So here's the square root button. You probably didn't do that. Square root of, and then it's 21.7, but then you're squaring it. See that
Yeah.
square button right there? Plus 16.2 squared. Are you doing that?
Mm, no, I wasn't.
Do you see that the calculator can do all of this calculation at one time? You don't have
Yes.
that, and that's the idea. Like when you get into a car, you don't get out and push it, right? You press the gas and you go. It's the same idea here. Like you want to use the technology.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So now for the next part, we need to find the angle. So similarly, if we go to Funk's got the tan inverse. Okay. You would just type in your numbers. You would say, okay, it's 21.7 divided by 16.2. And you let the calculator do all the work. You don't do any of it.
All right.
Okay. Okay. What did we get for what did I say there? 53? 53, I think. Okay, last question here. This one's easier. I should have done this one first. Would have led a little nicer into the next question that we just did. Okay, a single engine airplane is heading due east. So they're heading due east, 150 miles per hour. There is a crosswind blowing north at 30. Okay. So the plane's going to the right, the wind's going north. This is the actual path of the plane.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you find the hypotenuse of a triangle?
A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
Okay, will you find that for me, please?
Yeah.
Try to enter it all in one step there.
Okay. $152.9.
That's great. Now we got to find this angle up here. And I know I told you, I said tangent of theta is y over x. And that's true, but in this case, its tangent is always opposite over adjacent. So we're trying to find this angle up here.
Mhm.
Do you see how 150 is opposite
Yes,
and 30 is
adjacent.
adjacent? And but if you were to use y and x, you would get them reversed.
Yeah.
So this one's always true. This is sometimes true. It's why you got to be careful. So tangent of theta is 150 over 30. But we want theta, so you got to find the tan inverse of 150 over 30. So could you do that for me, please?
Yep.
Let me know what you get.
0.08.
Nope.
Did I miss some? Oh, I forgot to. I did the different tangent.
Yeah, and that'll give you that number. That doesn't really mean anything.
I get 78.6. Well, 7.
Good. Okay, very good. That's a pretty tough lesson. This topic is usually covered in pre-calculus. So they're probably just trying to give you a preview of it. All right, so there's a quiz. There's another assignment here. We're going to start it. I don't know if we'll finish it, but let me look for the problems that we just did.
Okay.
Because that will be easier here for you. Starting out. All right. Okay, find the sum of the vectors.
One.
Let me know when you get your sum.
Okay, so I get 1,11.
Good. Now give me the magnitude of it. Try to enter that all in one step in your calculator.
$11.0.
Okay. And then the direction, the tangent of theta is y over x, and that applies here. So your y is which number?
My y is 11.
11 over 1. But you have to, you're trying to get to theta, so you have to undo tangent with tan inverse of 11 over 1. So give me that, please.
$84.8.
Excellent. Okay, so we're going to write this vector in component form. That's review from today.
Okay.
more room here.
One comma 10.
1 comma 10, perfect. Okay, sorry, I'm scrambling a little bit here because I don't have, I'm trying to do them in the order like we did today, so that, or do the ones we did today first. So just give me a little patience here. I like this review for you because it seems like you're remembering how to do the problems, even though they're out of order. Okay, so try this one for me, please.
Okay. Okay, get 4.5 as my magnitude.
All right. How about direction?
Of I need to get that, so I'm gonna get that and then I'll be right
Yep.
back.
Sounds good.
.6.
Perfect. Okay. Um, all right, write A with magnitude 10 and direction 42. I'm gonna label the triangle. We actually
Okay.
already did this problem today, but 10 is the hypotenuse and 42 is this. We want X and Y. You're gonna have to use sine and cosine here to find them. Okay, so the cosine of 42, what does that equal? What over what?
Oh, it's hypotenuse. No, wait, it's adjacent over hypotenuse.
Good. And sine 42?
Sine of 42 would be opposite over, opposite over hypotenuse.
Okay, so what over what? Like it's
So it would be y over 10.
perfect. Okay, can you solve each of those for the indicated variable?
Yeah. So I did find the cosine and the sine. but do I need to plug them back into X and Y?
No, how do you solve this first equation for X? We did this earlier today.
So
You have to clear the 10,
yes.
and then you have to clear the 10.
Oh, so then that leaves me with okay, I get 0.7 for X and Y.
Nope, nope. We're just gonna stop here for today, and
Okay.
we'll just pick up here next time. So just hang on for just a moment here.
All right.